Okay, here I am again. Now we're going to get ready to repack the wheel bearings. And I want to show you how I done it. They don't necessarily mean this is the way you got to do it. I'm going to keep telling you that all the time. That's just the way that I figured it was easiest for me. The tools you're going to need is, of course, your bearing. You're going to need a tub of, and I got this in the, I don't know what store it was, but it's a high temperature disc brake wheel bearing grease. And it's a big tub, it's a big container of it, but you don't have to get that big a container. You can get small containers such as this here. But anyway, I like the big container because it's that's the special heavy duty grease. You're going to need your portable sink, and this is what I chose. Now I'm going to set the bearing over here for a bit. Just believe that it's still full of grease and everything. And then you got to clean it. So this is what I use to clean it with. What I recommend, if you get if you can find a couple containers about this size, this is the perfect size. You don't get all splattered up, and it don't take a lot of. I put in diesel fuel in here to clean it with. If you can, get 2 of them or 3 of them. The reason being is the first one would be to get you get as much grease off it as you possibly can with your hands and with a rag and everything. Then you clean it in the first one. Then the second one you re-clean it again, and it'll be a little bit cleaner. And then the third one, the bearing will be fairly clean. But do that a couple times. Only use the first one with the grease in it, because that's going to be contaminated. So just visualize that I put this in here, and these brushes, of course, I get everything I get from Harbor Freight. These straight brushes, they do a great job. Just take and put the fuel oil in there, leave it down inside the bucket there, and like that. The grease will fall right off because the diesel fuel will break it down. And then, of course, then put it in the second one and do the same thing, and then put it in the third container. So having 3 containers is going to be the best thing for you, but I don't have 3 right this moment to show you. So now I'm going to take this out of the way so I don't have an accident. So now, you also need a compressor, though. You got to take and blow all that, whatever grease is left in there, and you got to rotate this a little bit to make sure that you got it all. You got to blow that all nice and clean several times. Then you take your your portable sink here with your Dawn soap. You spray it all over real good, all over. Blow it off. Then you do it again, and then you blow it off. And then I guarantee you, your bearing is going to be pretty clean. Inspect it for yourself. Make sure you don't see anything. Make sure you don't see any rust or anything like that. Now I will tell you that when this is assembled, this cover, if you remember yesterday, there was a cover like this on the outside, and I said you have to fill it with oil, but I didn't know what level it was. Well, I found out in the meantime, last night, that this cover is intended for, there's 2 ways of greasing your bearings. One is with just plain 90 weight gear oil, 80-90 weight gear oil, and that's for usually if you're traveling a lot and not sitting a lot, like mine. If you get your bus is going to sit a lot, then you go ahead and you grease. You pack these babies up with grease so that they're lubricated, and who knows for how long. I would say probably once a year or once every other year. I don't know. Professional, that all depends on what you travel with it. But anyway, I told you a mistake. This does not get oil if you're like a converter, if you don't travel only maybe 5, maybe 10,000 miles a year, I would say. So anyway, I'm going to get this out of the way so I don't have an accident with that. Okay, now, and of course, then this is you got to go to the dollar store, and they got these ladles are really soft like this here. This is what I'm going to pack the bearing with instead of using my hands. And you notice, wear your gloves, because you get this stuff on your hands, it's going to stink for days. I don't care how clean you get them, you're still going to smell greasy, and your wife ain't going to like the smell of you. And you won't like the smell of you. So anyway, I'm going to take the tub of wheel grease I got. Make sure you got a nice clean surface to put it on, because it's going to get all messed up. So I'm going to repack the first bearing, the inner bearing first, and I'm going to just scoop it right in there. Force it right in. Keep forcing it in like you're trying to pack in as much as you possibly can. Keep doing it over and over until all the grease is almost consumed. And then you're going to flip it over, and you're going to do the same thing from the other side. So don't think that, well, how are you getting grease entirely through this. It's because you're forcing it in and forcing it, pushing it down inside. And you can see what I'm doing. This tool is the handiest tool. Keeps your hands sort of clean. And keep going over it like you just got done painting it or something like that. Just keep forcing more into it. If you can get more in there, pack it in. Don't worry about the outside yet. You're going to get the outside after. Now, a lot of people, the old timers, they like to take these bearings, I guess, and put them in their hands and do the same thing as what I'm doing. But I don't like getting this crap on my hands anymore, and I have to. Dirt just seems to jump on top of me. Probably that's why I'm called a dirt bag once in a while. Just keep packing that baby in there. If it keeps disappearing on you, that means it's going down the side, because you want as much as you can in there. Now, I'm going to give this side a rest a minute. This way you lay a nice clean rag. Flip it over and don't worry about it, as long as the rag is clean. Okay, now you're going to do it from this side here as well. I don't have to. I don't want to keep touching the bearing. But anyway, I don't want to use any more of the tape than I have to, the video, to try to keep you interested in everything like that. So you get the idea. I'm going to do the same thing to the other bearing. Then I'm going to put them in plastic bags until I need them. Nice, clean plastic 1-gallon bags. That way there, it keeps the grease inside the bag. If you get it all over, it don't matter any. Because you got your gloves on, you can get your hands in there and get them out. But anyway, that's how I'm going to pack the bearings, and then I'm going to go and prepare the wheel hub for the studs and everything like that, and get that job started. So we'll continue this video when I get over to that area.